Alright, what's up everybody? I am Jay Dublé. I'm here working on the lighting rig a bit more today. I'm gonna take my first stab at doing some time coding. I have no idea exactly how it's gonna go. It could go very, very poorly. We might just be working on a lot of experimentation, learning Kansas. I just picked up Kansas like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, so I'm still very much so learning the ropes of it, so you know, be kind to me. Let's go ahead and get into it here. So let's take a look here. So the first thing I did is I have my just capture up as well as Kansas here with my basic, or not basic, but the show file that I've been building. First thing I need to do now that I think about it is I didn't build any macros for changing my gobos, so I need to do that real quick. So we're gonna go record a couple macros here real fast. As you can see, I did a lot of macros for changing those. I need to, let's see here. I need to go ahead and put these things into a, let's see here, get my movers up, and I'm gonna put them into a position where I can clearly see the gobos. Actually, I can see them there on the corners of the room, so I think that should be good enough. Let me take a look. I'm gonna go to the Q store and move them around a little bit and see what I'm thinking here. That's not helpful. Still not helpful. Can't see the gobos. I don't know which ones are gonna really let me see the gobos very well, so I gotta find one here that's gonna... Actually, you know what? I could probably do like the back wall one. I should have a back wall thing here somewhere. It's so hard to find things. That's just all forward. Well, actually, that'll work because I can see the gobo pattern in the ring up there. So that actually works pretty well. Let me check one thing here in my settings that I forgot to check. Okay, cool. We're all good. So yeah, this should work for setting my gobos because I can see them in the actual light. So let's see here. So what we're gonna do is go over to macro, set up a new macro, and actually I'm gonna butt right up here. Actually, I'm gonna leave myself some space just in case I need some movement later. So start macro, then I wanna go to, how do I wanna do this? I need to put them into the execute grid. Oh wait, I already have them in the execute grid. Execute grid, page 2, click on the spiral macro, back to page 1, back to the Q stack, and then we can end the macro. There we go. So this is spiral, if I could spell. We're just gonna give this all the same gobo pattern. I don't really care. We're gonna view the data, zero all that out so it happens immediately. And then let's move on to, I didn't mean to run it. Macro, let's go back here. So next one, start macro, go to the execute grid, page 2, and then we want to hit splat. Did we change? We did. Back to page 1, Q stack. And then we can end that macro. We'll call this one splat. Time coding is going to be a real fun challenge. I'm looking forward to it. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that. I just wanted to hit enter. Come on. Let's try this again. Highlight, enter. Why is it not, oh, it's because I'm highlighting the numbers, not the times. I am for dumb. It turns music down just a little bit. Let me know if you guys can hear everything all right or if there's anything we need to do. So there's splat. Now let's go ahead and set macro. What's up, Fear Complex? Thank you for wishing me luck. I am most certainly going to need it. This is going to be a rough stream, to say the least. Okay, so that worked. Let's go ahead and back to the Q stack. What I'm doing here is I'm basically recording my movements in the program. This is beam, and that way I can tell the program that because I don't have a good way of like, or I should say I don't want to use a playback to automate this or a cue to automate this. I'm using keyboard macros to kind of free up some more space. Is this on my server? This is on multiple different, here I can show you, like if I come over here, this is running like 4 or 5 different computers to be able to make all this happen. So I've got Camsys and vMix over here on one computer, Reaper on another, OBS on another, and then the chat music on a 4th. So it's a bunch of computers to make this happen. View the data, let's zero all that out. So it's this weird thing. Basically my audio, if I go back to this view here, like, oh, wrong one, that one. Like this main computer sends the information over to this computer, which keeps them both in time, and then they both send everything over to the final over here, and then it puts it all together. So wish me luck. It's going to be a lot to keep track of and make sure that I'm not screwing things up. How's your night going for your complex? Hopefully you're doing well. Page 2, set it to flower, back to page 1. And then I want to end the macro. What was this called? I think this was flower. I can double check the names later. And then I want to view the data and zero it all out. So what I'm doing here, like what this is essentially doing is this is recording everything I just did into these little buttons here. So if I press this button, you'll see the screen like run through a whole bunch of screens and do everything I just did and then reset it back to my queue stack. So if I'm here working and I call the macro, it'll run it and take me right back to where I was. So I want to go back to macros. So I just got to go record in all of these keyboard presses. Celebrating your stepdad's birthday? Nice. Oh, you build workstations and servers? That sounds like a lot of fun. I enjoy it, but I get a little bit frustrated at times too. Like it can definitely get it can get old. But it is something that I really enjoy. Execute, page 2, go to not. I'm using like page 1 as my landing. Built a super micro server with 512 gigabytes of RAM. Jeez. That is a whole lot of RAM. Back to queue stack, back to macro, and macro. And this was not. And then I need to make sure I'm viewing the data and tell it to go as fast as possible. Man, I would love to have a server like that. There's so many things that I would have uses for that. Part of the reason I'm doing this whole paging back and forth thing, or I should say the exact reason I'm doing it, is because since it's following exact keystrokes, not like anything else, I need to basically like always have the same start point so that I always know that I'm maneuvering from there. Let's see here, what was this? Was this spiral? No. What were you called? Great. Because if I were to like be on page 3, for example, then it wouldn't work. It wouldn't hit the right page. I guess theoretically, regardless of what page it's on, it should click the right button down at the bottom now. So it shouldn't matter as much, but I'm still going to go ahead and be extra cautious about it. I didn't think about that once I built in all the page buttons. I guess technically I would have been fine from any page because it would have clicked the correct page button. But at least that's a backup. So if I screw something up in the process, I have like a safety net. That's kind of nice. Oh, right. I was checking the name of this. What was it? Great. So I need to go back to page 1. Back to my macros. It's great. I need to double check my timings, make sure I reset those, and I did not. Reset my timings, and then we got one last one, and then we got to do the moving ones. So let's execute page 2, ooze, and then we'll go back to page 1, back to the queue stack, and then end the macro. So ooze. Okay, and then now I gotta view the data and zero out all the keystrokes. Let's go ahead and set a gobo pattern on here so I know what I'm looking at. Gobo simple. I don't really care which one it is. I guess I could have looked at what one I used before, but I'm not going to go through that trouble. I'll know what it means. So now we need to run through this a second time for the gobos with shake to them. Unfortunately, my visualizer doesn't seem to have the gobo shake. I don't know how to add that to the visualizer. I might mess with trying to add that to the visualizer later. We'll see. I don't know. Let's see here. Macro, start macro, execute page 2, spiral shake, back to 1. This is just a lot of repetitive motion, but at least once I'm done with it, you know, I won't have to do it again. Shade, shake. God, I love Mystic Quest music. I'm gonna bump that up a little bit. Start macro, execute. Just gotta make sure I don't press any wrong buttons here because that'll really confuse me if I hit wrong buttons. Queue stack, back to macro, and macro. Every macro should have 10 steps. That's like my check to see if it got recorded correctly or not. All right, almost done. Execute page 2, and I think this should be it for doing that. I don't know why the gobos are changing so slowly. I don't think there's a speed for the gobo wheels in this particular light, so that's kind of weird. Q stack, back to macro, end it. This is beam shake. One of these days I'll figure out how to make the visualizer have the shake to it. I'm gonna have to figure that out eventually. Record, execute, page 2, flower shake, back to page 1, and then back to the Q stack. Boom. Flower shake. Ba, 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 ba. Da, da, da. Oh, so are you doing anything fun for your stepdad's birthday? Hopefully you guys are getting to do something entertaining. Execute page 2, TARDIS. Back to page 1. I gotta remember to go back to page 1. I don't think it's gonna be as big of a deal as I thought it was going to be, but still I'd rather be safe than sorry. Just drinking and watching the stream? Well, I guess that's not so bad. Drinking anything good? Start the macro. Execute. This is the easy part because this is where I know where where I know what I'm doing. Just wait here very shortly. That is not going to be the case anymore. And that macro, not shake. Once we moved into the time coding stuff, I'm gonna have no freaking clue what I'm doing. Okay, then I need great. Start the macro, execute, page 2, great. Back to page 1. Now they're snapping in a little bit quicker. That's weird. Go back to the Q stack, and I should have 10 steps in my macro. Great shake. 0 out the data, 1 to go, and then honestly I kind of like this stuff just because since it's like busy work, it's something that like I know I can actually do. I'm probably not going to hit any huge walls doing the busy work. In the macro, and this is ooze shake. Okay, so now that we got the gobo shakes done, oh, I need to 0 out the times. Oops, there we go. So let's set a gobo pattern for these. I'll do something different here. I guess it doesn't really matter what I pick. That looks fine. Okay. Into doing time code. Here we go. I can't think of anything else I need to do just right off the rip, so first things first, I need a color palette for what we're doing. So let's do this. I need like an everything up thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and release all my playbacks. That should make everything go dark. Oh boy, I'm really out of playbacks here. Actually, you know what? Since I'm not automating with this one, I can just use a playback down here that's not time coded to do testing with. So let's go to my Q store. Actually, no, Q stack store. I should have a color one. We'll copy this down here. I'm probably going to want a different Q stack here, actually, now that I think about it, because I don't know if these are going to be linked or not. So I'm going to remove this Q stack and we're going to start over. So I'm just going to get like an empty one, copy. Nah, I hate it when it does that. I still haven't figured out why it does that, where it like jumps me around weirdly sometimes. Copy that to a new Q stack. Let's go to my stack store. We're going to call this color no TC. Q stack active. It's not active. Now it's not active. Okay. We'll move that one over here. I didn't mean to move that so far down. Damn. Okay. Stop screwing up. Okay, hold the phone here. I also wish the undo button worked a little bit better in this program. Like, it undoes weird things sometimes, so I don't trust it. Okay, let's save stream 2021 underscore timecode 1. It should be auto backing up for me, but just out of paranoia. So, okay, now since this one's not going to be time coded, we'll have this as like a, this should just be a dummy queue. Nothing should happen. And then I also want one for bringing my dimmers up. So let's go to the queue store. Oh no, I want my stack storage. I should have like an all dimmers test thing here somewhere. Oh, okay, maybe I just want to create like a, let's go to the queue store. I have like a test all dims right here. We'll just copy that into the playback. Test all dims, put that right there. Because I don't need much else for it. So let's go to my stack store. I must have already had a test all dims stack here somewhere. Maybe I renamed it or something. I don't know. Whatever. I need to stop screwing up. Yeah, I know I need to. Okay, so if we go to test all dims and throw that active, that should bring all the dimmers up in capture. Woohoo, it worked. So now we can test colors with this one. So let's go take a look in our queue store and see what we have available here. So real quick, I'm gonna play the song that I'm gonna be time coding. This is an electronic song that I wrote a long time ago. So I need to come up with the base color theme that I want to start out with. And I think it's going to be purples. Maybe purples and reds. I almost kind of think just like purple and white actually might be the go-to move. So what if I change it to something like that? Where we got purples and whites. I kind of dig that. Although I kind of want one that's like this, but also has, so let's do this actually. Or do I want like a deep blue and a purple kind of thing? I might need to make I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. I might need to make a new color palette that fits a little bit more of what I'm thinking for this particular song. So let's go create a new color palette. So we'll release that one. That should release the white color. So now we should be able to go into the programmer. That's still a little bit loud, isn't it? Let's bring that down so I can talk over it. Okay, so let's see here. What do I want to do here? Let's do a triple split. White. So I do want those in white, but I think I want to do the front wash in purple, which it already is. Okay, so let's also do the front pars in purple because I want to keep like a pretty dark vibe. Actually, no. Blue is pretty cool. I think I want the movers to be white. All movers, let's set those to white. Yeah, it's a very dark track. Actually, you know what? Now that I see that, I don't love it. I think the mover should go back to blue. I think we'll put the back pars in white so that I have like this kind of like halo. So now it's just our accent lighting that's white. Is the side lighting white too? I can't tell from here. Yeah, the side lighting has white in it. Let's go ahead and get rid of that, I think. So for the walls, maybe do those in purple? Or do them in blue? What do I think here? Let's keep this track rolling so I can get the vibe of it. But definitely blues and purples are going to be like the name of the game. I'll probably go to some reds or something at some point, but I want to get better at like color paletting my songs. I think this is a good starting color palette. So let's go ahead and save this. I'm gonna save it as the name of this track because that way I'll know exactly what it is. Make sure that the color is the only stuff I have in the programmer. Looks like that's the case. Did my new fixtures get put in here? I don't see them. Where are they? They should be. Maybe not. Let's go and manually add them, I guess. We need to throw in the, where's my group for them? Put those in purple, I think. Actually, I'll do those in blue. Dude, Fear Complex, thank you so much for the 400 bits. That's super cool of you. Okay, so, really appreciate you. Purple, blue. So we're gonna save this like down over here. We're gonna call this Metroidvania and record it in like down over here. Clear out the programmer. And then let's go ahead and set an icon on it so I don't forget what it is. Where's set? And we'll do split colors, purple/blue, so I know that purple's kind of like the leading man here on this one, instead of blue. Where the hell's purple, blue? I really wish these were better organized. There we go. One thing I need to do here though, in my test all dimmers queue. Okay, so we can load that color palette up now without putting anything in the programmer. I do want to go ahead and release the dimmer queue, and we're gonna load this up. Yeah, this was a fun one that I did like 2 or 3 years ago and just never really did anything with it. I don't even know where the project file is anymore, so I don't even know if I could like get it ready for stream if I had to. I kind of want to try, but okay, so let's include test all dims. Boom. Okay, and then for a few moments, I'm going to go ahead and bring this music back up. So while we've got test all dims up, let's go dimmer in our side blinders. Let's see here. That's pretty good. And then I want to update that queue. So let's see here. If we clear out the programmer and we bring that up, those should be in there now. Perfect. Let's go ahead and save myself a couple other tilt presets here. Let's pull those forward and then let's just bring them back like to like there. We'll put this one, we'll record that palette in as color band mild forward. It's not all gonna fit, but throw them into the back position and then reduce that tilt a little bit so they're like hitting the back wall. Right about there. That's cool. And then we'll record that palette as color band mild back. Time code 1_1. I'm gonna start saving them like in steps. I'm gonna end up with a shitload of project files, but at least this way, if anything ever breaks, I like know I have like hundreds of steps to jump back to. Okay. So we have that up. One of the things that this new system is gonna enable me to do if I go back to my bump page is, oops, all the way back up. I now have like bumps that I can like flash all of the different, sections of lights, so I can do things like when it's doing that ba 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 ba, I can like follow that like da, da, or I could split it da, da. Oh no, split would be like that. I have like side hits, so I could like hit that and have that going kind of thing is my plan. I have like those are like the back binder things. So if I move those, we clear out the programmer and like start those moving, I should be able to like flash them. We could like change the tilt speed to really slow. This is stuff I was working on today, so I wanted to check that I can actually do all of this. So we'll push those full forward and then push them to the back. And we should, that tilt speed's really slow. Let's go back forward. So if we go back, we can see them tilting while I'm flashing them kind of thing. Pretty cool. All right, tilt speed, let's just clear all of that out. We don't need any of that. So, like if I hit all of these, everything should light up super intense. So let's see here. We've got our color palette. The first thing I need is to write a dimmer that's gonna work for this. I also need to put in like some dummy position cues because I know that's gonna be a thing. While I'm doing that, let's just go ahead and pull test all dims and throw that up. Now we'll just leave it up, whatever. I might have to get creative with the levels on the lights to balance them all. I think my plan for now is to run everything at 100%, and then when it's time to bring it into the real world, I'll use color balancing to set the levels of the lights to make them all kind of the same level. That way I don't have to worry about chases getting weird or anything. Where am I at? So I need to make a dimmer. So the first thing I need to do is go ahead and... Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's just release that cue. And next page, test all dims. Let's go ahead and release that. Oh yeah, that's right, I was gonna put dummy cues in. I only have 2 to do, so I'm not gonna worry about lighting capture back up. Cue storage, I have some reset cues here. I don't know what the hell this is, but I'm going to assume that it's a mistake. All right, let's grab the reset cues. We're just gonna copy reset into positions. Although I think positions might have already had something. Put into move effects. Okay, so now we got the defaults. We'll set this to QID point. I don't know why I did .00, .01, whatever. And then, oh shoot, I need to set all of these to external time code. Why are they on internal time code? Oh, because I haven't done anything with those yet, huh? Fix him, where's my time code option on this? View time code, external, tempo set to external. I probably have the best stage setup on Twitch. That is my goal. It's gonna be probably 3 or 4 months of programming before I'm able to take this new light rig live, because I have a lot to work out and a lot of songs to rewrite. But that's my goal in life, is to have like the most fun building ridiculous stage setups for Twitch. I don't know why, it just gives me a lot of fun to do this. Okay, so first order of business. Let's see if I can use my little, I'm using a little hack to map tempo into this thing. They want you to spend more money for the program, and I really am trying to not spend any more money. So I'm trying to essentially hack my way into doing this. So let me make sure time code's coming in, and time code is coming in. So can I like, that's weird. I'm gonna try and like just set up a very generic 118. So I should be able to come into my tempo playback here. And I need to put a dummy cue into this. So cue storage, let's put one of my dummy cues in here. And we'll set that to, oh, I need to change all of this, don't I? So this is gonna be like 00 or 0.06 eventually. It doesn't matter what these are. 0.05. Oh, that's my one that I already have. 0.04 and then 0.03. Basically just gotta like keep them all so that they don't step on each other. And I've noticed when I hit go on time code, it like immediately jumps from the first one to the next. So I'm gonna put a second reset one in here that we're gonna put at dot 0, 0. Now I should have 2 reset cues. Cue test. We'll call this initial. Oops. Initial. And then we'll call this dummy, just so that I know like what it's doing. And then we're gonna follow that exact procedure for all of these, I think. Initial. Actually, with this one, I'll call it white, but I'm gonna let myself know that it's essentially the dummy cue. Going to my dimmers, we have the initial cue, as well as the dummy. And these are just cues that have like no, nothing in them, no information. They're just placeholders because I found the time code jumps ahead regardless of what I want it to do, so. Initial. And then I'm just gonna put dummy. I don't need to be over-explanatory there. Initial. It's funny how much of my stream life has just become data entry. Like, data entry is a huge, huge part of what I do. Initial. Dummy. I should have actually just named a cue initial and dummy so I didn't have to do this over and over again. I should actually probably go do that. Well, it doesn't matter because I've already got this going. I'm still not sure how it's going to work when I jump from song to song yet. That's going to be a whole other thing. So I figured I would do a couple like test songs before I move this over to the stream, just so I get a really good handle of what it does before I mess with things. Okay, so now here's where we're gonna start messing around a little bit. Do I have something that shows Reaper and Campsis? Reaper and Campsis. That should do it. Actually, it makes more sense for me to show Campsis and then Reaper. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set all of these to timecode. Why did it jump over here? That was weird. Oh, wait a minute. It did that because it just ran all of the timecode values. Okay. I understand why it did that. It ran my macros. At least I know why it did it. Okay, so the first timecode we're going to run at like 0.5 seconds, whatever. That's just my dummy cue. The second time code is going to run at 1:18. Oops. 1:18. Let's see here. Hours, minutes, seconds, dot, frames. What frame am I on? I'm on .60. I mean, 30 frames a second. I should be able to know that. So we'll just do it. We'll go 0, 0, whack. 0, 0, whack. 0, 1, and then what's the format? .60. So 1 second, 60 frames. I wonder if I can skip a lot of that information. Oh, I need something to show me. Oh wait, do I need something to show me absolute frames? What's my? Oh, that's just measures and beats. Okay, I need to do that over again. So that's actually... Oh boy, this is gonna get real confusing. Can I get it to... I don't want to have to convert the whole time. Is there a way to do a secondary time unit? There is. Okay, so I can do measures and beats and then make my secondary time unit be hours, minutes, seconds, frames. And that way, now I can see hours, minutes, seconds. It's not showing me the frames though. So what we'll do down here is I'll set that to... Maybe I need to change something on my grid setting here. Frame. Do I need to do that to be able to see frames? Oh wait. Is 18 the frame? Yeah, okay, I'm just stupid. Okay, so the answer is right here we're at 1 second and 18 frames. Is that right? Let me check this. I'm gonna change the grid spacing here to show me frames. Okay, and now if I use control, what's the macro? Is it control over? Control shift over to move one frame. Okay, so yeah, the 18 is telling me the frames. Okay, cool. At least I know. What's up, Gutson? How you doing? We're jumping into trying to time code here, so be prepared for me to have no freaking clue what I'm doing. So we need to reset this. This was actually, let's go back over to Kansas. So what I'm doing right here is I wrote some macros that I'm using to get away from, like, they want you to spend like another 800 bucks to get a dongle that lets you use MIDI to tap tempo time stuff. And I'm kind of hacking my way around that a little bit by making a macro that presses the tap tier button. Oh, or the tap tempo. Thank you so much, Fear Complex, for gifting that sub to Gutson. That's super awesome of you. So this is actually going to be 000001.18. So basically I'm setting the frame counts of when beats 1, 2, 3, 4 happen, and that should send the information from Reaper over to Camsys to tap it out and tell it what tempo the song it is. Haven't tested this yet, so who knows if it's really gonna work or not. Second one is just 2 seconds. Next beat is 2 seconds and 12 frames. Can I just do like 02.12? That does work. Yeah, thank you so much for your complex. That's super awesome of you. And this is 2 and 24. Boy, that really seems... 02.24. I also screwed this up somewhere. This is supposed to be like 01.18. Okay, what was number 3? I somehow hit the wrong thing. 02.12. No. Okay, what am I doing wrong? 18. Next one is 2 even. Oh, okay, I see what I did. 2 even. This is 2.12. So we're moving 12 frames, it looks like. 12 frames is, I think 12 frames is a beat. So every beat here is 12 frames. So let's see if this actually is gonna run. 1, 2, 3. It looked like it tapped the button. It got a tempo of 153. It's a little fast. The tempo is supposed to be 150. Let's try it again and see how it runs this time. Still got a tempo of 153. So now it's a question of, do I want to try and manipulate the timecode values to get a perfect tempo? Because I think I do. Let's go back to this. What am I going to need to do to get this to work? I'm just gonna mute this for a second because this might be a few minutes while I mess with this. So I need to get rid of 3 beats per minute. So let's see if we can just like mess with the frame count a little bit, because it needs to be just a little bit slower. But at least it seems like it's a consistent 153. So that actually helps with something I was a little bit worried about. 02.01. So we're just gonna add a couple frames here. 02.14 and 02.20. What would be 25? Let's try that and see if that gives me a different result. 2, 3, 4. 142. Okay, so that slowed it down a lot. So 02, 02.13 and 02.23. Let's see, I'm just kind of experimenting here, I guess. I went back to 153. This is gonna get tricky. I don't know how well this is gonna work. But at least it's tapping out the tempo. Like, at least I'm not wildly off. Let's do this. Let's tap in our own tempo to change it just to make sure. Well, thank you, Fear Complex. I mean, really, it's just a matter of trial and error. It's how long do I want to sit here to get the exact right tempo? Which, I mean, could be pretty important. Play, it's tapping out the tempo. Oh, okay, never mind. It got 133 that time. Do I need to do something to release the tap tempo button? That I'm not sure of. I might need to put like a, let's look at the settings here. It looks complicated. Yeah, it's a little complicated. Release resets to first step. I don't think I want that. I don't want a release time. And I also want to make sure that, I don't know if I need these to activate the stack or not. The fader, this function doesn't matter. Am I self-taught? I mean, if by self-taught you mean YouTube, then yes. I also have some friends who give me some advice from time to time, but I haven't like had any formal education or anything. Like this program, I started using it a week and a half ago, and I've just been kind of crash coursing the manual and YouTube and learning as much as I can. So that's why if it looks like I'm stumbling around, it's because I am. I have no freaking clue what I'm doing. So let's try this. Let's throw another dummy cue at the end of this. Oh wait. I'm trying to remember if I wanted to have it release the stack or not. I think I do want it to just release the stack, because the next time it runs the macro, it should, yeah, semi-self-taught. I mean, you know, as much as anybody is. Everybody watches YouTube videos or something. So, a lot of what I do is a little bit of duct tape. Let's go edit the values again. So we're going to set this to 2.01. Oh wait, no. That should just be 2. We'll change this to 2.12 and then 2.22. Maybe if I just stagger that last tap. 140. Oh, it was so close. I'm going to try putting a dummy. I'm going to try putting a dummy in here and see if that does anything for me. I feel like this is going to be a big deal down the road, getting the tempo right. And I've heard that this program can be a little bit of a pain in the ass when it comes to that. Actually, you know what I haven't tried yet is moving this tap back a frame. 01.17. Let's try that. $157. Okay, that made it faster somehow. Maybe that makes sense. Let's try going the other direction. 19. Although that should be faster. That should be like tapping them in quicker succession. So I'm not really sure that's going to work. 166. Yeah, that made me a lot faster. Boy, this is touchy. So let's go the other direction. 01.17. This is something I want to test. Does it at least give me consistent results? 157. I don't know that that's actually consistent. So this may be, we're going to get as close as we can. We're going to mess with this for another couple minutes, but I'm not going to waste all night. I'm going to try doing this, though. 0.07. Oops, I numbered this wrong somehow. I want to try and stay as organized as I can. 0.05. 0.06. I'm going to... Is there a way to just, like, copy this? Duplicate cue? Doesn't look like it. Because I want to see what happens if I have another dummy in there that makes it so the cue stack doesn't just release if I need to like leave this on the whole time or not. So let's go to the cue store. Let's grab our initial dummy cue. Okay, it did rename it for me. We're just gonna copy that back into the tempo. We're gonna tell it to wait on time code, and I'm gonna put it like 20 hours into the future so that it's just like hanging out there, keeping everything active. That way it doesn't jump back to the beginning. Let's release the cue stack and run it. Tap the button. 153. We're back to 153. I wonder if... No, I've got to have the resolution to be able to do this with frames. Well, we're going to mess with this for another minute, and then I'll come back to this and see if I can get it tighter later. I don't want to spend the whole stream trying to get the tap tempo just so right. 01.18. 02.23. What if I just push that one back? Can I get like a little tighter? 146. Okay. So let's see if we can just kind of tweak individual ones a little bit and see what happens. This is gonna suck if I have to do this for every song. Like just... Alright, interesting. That gave me 146 again. I did see it changing though, so it's at least like understanding that I'm tapping out tempo. I know that it's resetting. Let's try and run it again. Back to 153. Okay, so this is not giving me perfectly consistent results. I wonder if that's because of the MIDI interface that I'm using. It's possible the MIDI interface is not perfect. We'll roll with it for now and see what happens. We'll see just how much the tempo fights with me later. It would be nice if I could put the tempo thing on a fader. I wonder if that's a possibility, to put a tap tempo button on a playback. Let's try it real fast and see what happens. Oh wait, that's in my execute window. I don't think I can do that. Let's do this. We're going to go to the magic of searching the internet. Are we ready? Camsys, tempo, or tempo playback. I know there's a way to MIDI learn tempo for the selected playback. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it off of that. Tap the time. I really wish they had a way to just like set tempo. In my opinion, that's a, oh, Google is how I learn everything. That's how I get through my job too. I feel like not having a set tempo like that I can just type in is a little bit of an oversight of this program. It's a feature I would like to see added. Because I mean, the tap tempo is nice, I guess, but it'd be real nice to just say at a cue like set tempo 150. That would be, it seems very sensible to me. But what do I know? I'm brand new to this, so. Okay, we're gonna roll with the tempo that we have for the moment being. So the first thing I know I want to do is, let's go back up to, oops, that's not what I wanted. Let's go back to my test all dims and let's release that playback. Oh, also, damn, I should have tried to figure out a way to get a camera. I've got, I'm using a controller here that I use to like activate and deactivate playbacks. And it also controls the faders and Camsys. You probably can't see it here, but so I'll try and at least explain. I should have like taken a camera and pointed that down and set it up so that you all could see that, but that's an oversight that I'll fix for next time. So I need to set up a dimmer cue for the beginning of this. So let's go back up to our dimmer cues. And I know that I want my color palette to be the one that we made. So let's go to our cue store and grab our color palette that we made. And we're gonna copy that bad boy right on into our color deal. It's set to time code and we're gonna have that color activate at like 1 second. So as long as I'm thinking of this correctly, we should jump in. Oh shoot, okay. Do I need to tell it to not, let's see here, activate release, halt at last step, release resets to first step. I still don't know quite how to make it not like jump to the end without like totally being obnoxious. So I'm just going to rely on my hack method that I know how to do. And if I'm totally wrong, if somebody out there knows a bit more about Camsys than I do and wants to educate me on a better way to do this, by all means, please let me know. But this is my hack way around. Actually, you know what, for now, I'm just gonna make these cues like one. Actually, no, I should get used to doing it the way that I'm going to do it. 0.03. Actually, you know what, we're gonna start this at 1.0. And we'll move the initialize to like number 1000. I actually need to do that on all of the ones that I added that ending one to. I'm gonna need to come in and add a dummy queue at the end of all of these. So let's put this a queue ID of 1000 because I'm not gonna have 1,000 songs anytime in the near future. And actually, you know what, just to dummy proof myself for later, we're gonna put this like 50 hours into the future, whatever. I'm never gonna hit 50 hours, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and bring the actually, you know what, I'm just gonna go give the full Campus look here. So let's see here, I need it for the dimmers, dimmer chase. I think I need it for all of them from dimmers on. So here we go. Let's go over to our Q store. I love this track a whole lot. This is one that I've been wanting to cover forever, but I'm afraid of it. I don't know what this is. Using QStack 73. Is that even being like used anywhere? Can I remove this? Is this just like a dead thing? Used in QStack 73. I don't know which one's at 73. Let's go look. 73, that's our move effect speed. I don't think I actually need that QStack anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and rename it for now. Someday I'll decide if I actually need that or not. Do I have a queue that's actually named Dummy? Because I would like to use it if I do. It'd be nice if there was a search function for this. Solo. I know that dummy queue's got to exist in here somewhere, but I'm not going to worry about it for now, I guess. We'll just use the initialized queue. It's the same queue anyways. Actually, where the hell is that dummy? It's got to be in here. I have a whole bunch of initials that I feel like I don't need. It's used in the queue stacks. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like I said, be prepared for me to be lost a lot. And I know this looks like super empty. It's because I'm trying to organize it so that I know where everything is. So I'm trying to plan out for the things that I'm thinking about building so that I kind of know where I'm going with them. All right, screw it. Actually, you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm just going to record a queue and call it dummy that I know I'm gonna use all the time anyways. So let's copy that into all of my queue stacks. That's interesting that it was activating those ones and it didn't activate these ones. Not sure why that's the case. Did I already add it to the PixM? I must have since it's selected. Okay. Let's take our dummies and we're gonna throw those 50 hours into the future. Set it to Q1000. It's like T1000, but less self-aware. Or maybe more, who knows? Maybe my studio is becoming self-aware. Wouldn't that just be fun? Okay, dimmer chase. Let's set our dummy to 1000. And we're gonna set ourselves 50 hours into the future. If I ever have 50 hours worth of songs, that'd be something. That's why these didn't go, because these are not currently set to halt on timecode. So we'll set that at 1 second. 50 hours. Also, if I'm just like blowing through things and anybody's like confused as to what I'm doing, feel free to ask, because I'm probably talking to myself a lot because I don't still perfectly understand it myself. I'm still kind of figuring out my system and what I want to do. Let's halt on timecode. So this is basically telling it to listen to Reaper for when to move forward, which means I no longer have control over it. All right, halt on timecode. Set that to 1 second. We'll set this to 50 hours. Okay. So let's page through here and make sure that nothing else is active. My test queues aren't active. My bumps are all, well, it looked like they were working. This one's being a pain in the ass. Let's try doing this. Let's activate the flash queue and release it. release. And then let's also release that cue. That bring it back. I don't know why these break sometimes. I still haven't been able to figure that out, but sometimes my flash buttons break. And I'm not entirely sure what it is that's breaking them. And I'm also not entirely sure of how to fix it. So that's going to be fun. Yep, that one's just not coming back for me. Not sure why. I think I just want to leave them on halt. I don't think I want to do anything, but man, I thought I had this problem beat. I really did. Next page. See, like it's like glitching out, and it thinks that the same playback is in two different places, and I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, it's a weird glitch. I haven't figured it out yet, or at least I thought I had sort of figured it out. Okay, now we're back. I think if I like follow a specific like procedure, then it won't do that to me. But I'm not entirely sure that that's the case. First things first, let me think here. I'm gonna listen through the track and get an idea of where I want to put a few things. Let's go ahead and bring that down. I'm gonna listen through this track here real quick. Because I think I have a hit pretty early on. So with that, what do I want to do? I think what I want to do is have the top row of movers go like whoosh, and fall down. I think that would be pretty cool. This is gonna get pretty tricky here real quick. So let's see here. First things first, let's throw up the dimmer that I want. I've got to try and work through my system because I feel like I want to try and use these bumps not super often. I should probably go ahead and bring capture back so you can all actually see what it is that I'm doing. So I want the first thing to kind of fade in. So let's go find a dimmer cue. I think what I was going to use is this one, because I'll probably be playing something on the piano. Also, here in capture, I'm going to see if I can mess with this real fast. I'm going to move over to capture since I'm going to be working here for a minute. I want to angle these down so that they're not hitting the drummer quite so much. So design, selected item. Let's see if we can mess with this rotation a bit. Which one's it going to be? Is it... I'm just going to like wildly hit a number. Okay, so it's the Y rotation. So that's the wrong way. We want to go that direction with it. There we go. I think that's better because that like lights up my area and lights Deanie up a little bit less. So I'll probably plan for that as well when we 40 degrees. So let's turn on Jared's and see if 40 degrees does the trick there as well. Okay, so this one's inverted. I must have it like set up upside down. This is going to get really interesting when I set up the lights to make sure that I have them all running the correct direction. So this should actually be minus 40. I guess that makes sense. Or does it? Well, we'll see. Once I throw them up, if they're behaving backwards, I'll just flip them upside down and call it a day. That's all I'm going to need to do. But I like that better because it gets away from hitting Deanie a little bit. I might also turn them a little bit on their... not that one. Is it Z rotation that I want? I don't know where that went. 170. Yeah, okay. So I think Z rotation is the one that I want. So let's go like minus 168. Just to see if I can get it away from that drummer a little bit. Z rotation of 168. I should probably actually turn those lights on so I can see. Okay, cool. I feel better about that now. Although I do want to have my hair light on. I don't know why I don't. And actually, I kind of want a different look here. So we're not going to use this cue. We're going to go and create a new cue. Make sure I'm showing everybody what I'm doing here. So let's go grab some individual lights here. We're gonna go grab, I know that I want the ceiling wash left. So let's dimmer that up. Also, shouldn't that be, did I not add that to my time code yet? Color, Metroidvania, I did. Did I have those bars? What's going on? What's going on? And I say, hey, yeah. I must have had those in white, which maybe looking back on it, I don't want to do. So let's, real quick, let's roll back the time code so that it goes just to the white cue. Should just be on a dummy white cue. Oh, wait. Did I have something in the programmer? Okay, so since I'm going to be doing this for a minute, let's give you some music. Okay, first things first, let's throw up our test all dims so everything's on. If I hit Metroidvania, okay, yeah, those white bars are in white, or those back ceiling ones are in white, and I don't want them to be. So what we need to do is include it into the programmer, and then I'm gonna go mess with them. So I'm gonna come back in here and grab the where are they at? I want the ceiling wash left and right, and I think we're gonna move those into blue. That way I get like a really cool, like, contrasty kind of thing. Cool. So take it easy, Gutson. Thanks for coming in and hanging. We'll see you soon. I might actually play some music tomorrow. We'll see. It'd be a rare thing, I know. Okay, so also let's just go ahead and clear out the programmer and set that to white just because I want to have consistency, as well as push them back into their reset. All right, so now my default looks like this. Let's kill the test all dims, release that cue, page back up. Boom, 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 boom. So now if we come in here where we're running the Metroidvania color, now I should be able to go ahead and grab some lights. I know I want, oops, I just want to grab individual heads. We're gonna grab the front wash left, and we're gonna dimmer that up to about 60%. Wait, that's the front wash, isn't it? Clear that out. We don't want to do that. It's the ceiling wash that I want. We're just gonna put a little bit of that on there because that actually lights up the drums quite a lot, which I do kind of want them, like, you know, partially visible. I just don't want it to be like super visible. And I think we'll do the back wall. I usually like having the back wall lit up. So we'll take the back bars. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's remove that from our programmer, actually. Remove. It was not the back bars that I wanted, it was the floor bars. Because they give at least like a little bit of sense of the room. I wish they lit up a little bit brighter, and I think in my new setup they do light up a little bit brighter, so I'm going to brighten those up a little bit. Just because I think I can get away with it. And I'm not going to be like totally screwing myself on what things are really going to look like. Which means I should probably like... No, wait, the floor parts are actually physically brighter than the rest of my par cans now. That's right. So let's maybe make those like a 135 intensity scale. That way they're just a little bit brighter. Okay. And then we're going to do the back par on just me, because Darth won't be playing anything here if we ever play this song. Not that it really matters. Back to Kansas so you can see what I'm doing. Also, I haven't done this yet. We're gonna go ahead and do this. Oops. Let's do shift set, and I'm gonna set all of my par cans to a par can icon. I don't know why I haven't done this yet. Oh, that's why I haven't done it. Because it breaks. I tried it before and it didn't work. And I didn't know why. And I forgot how I fixed it. I hope it wasn't just that I loaded up the project. Because I need to have that in there. Remember when I said I'm going to break things regularly? There's got to be a way to, like, set no icon, right? Up folder. Like, if I just, like, close that, can I remove the icon? No, of course not. Why is this not working? What's up, Deanie? How you doing? I just screwed something up and now I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. What if I do that? Yay. No, it won't let me do that. Attributes. Can I just like, nope, okay. I screwed the pooch here and I really need to fix this because this is gonna throw me off big time. Shift set. Grab all of these. Enter group name. I don't want to make a group. That was not at all what I wanted to do. Shift set. Grab all of these. I really hope it wasn't that I had to like load up the close window. Nope. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Just in case. Stream 2021 underscore. I fucked it up. Oh shit. Show not saved. We're gonna call it stream 2021 underscore. I fucked it up. Other than breaking things, going great. I've been making some good progress. So we're gonna open show. Let's see here, where it is. Boy, I really wish these were like in order of timestamps instead of like the way I've been making them. Was it timecode 1? Or did I add something? I think I did 1-1. Okay, shift release all playbacks. Where was I at here? Next page, next page. So I had that done. It looks like, no, I hadn't added that in yet. So what about backups? Open load show. I should have been moving these as I went. That was a mistake. Show backup. Where's this one at? Okay, well, this isn't so bad. Oh, it doesn't have my tempo stuff. Boy, this really sucks. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to deal with this and fix this. So rather than loading up the show, we're gonna learn how to fix my mistake. Let's see here. Back to layer 1. View heads. Okay, so how do I get rid of the icon? That's all I need to know is how to get rid of the icon, like how to remove icon. Let's try this. We're going to go to the almighty Google. And we're going to do camsys remove icon. Shift edit. View general, press the stop button, region palettes. No, I don't want to do that. That's not at all what I want to do. I wonder if that'll work. Let's try this. Here we go. Shift set. And then do remove. Nope, that doesn't work. There's got to be like a way to remove the icons. I can't imagine that there's a way, that there's no way to remove icons. I would think that one of these would be like oh good, I can't even get back. This is an interesting thing, dealing with something that was very much so meant to deal with like a physical console and not a computer. So it's a very different thing. Moving items, copying items, icons. Okay. To set an icon, the icon library. Oh good, nothing about how to remove an icon. Well, shit. This is one of my favorite things about new programs, understanding why they record things the way that they do. Is there another way to do this? Add effects, deselect all, clear all. I really don't want to get rid of these. Also, did it just no, it renamed them globally, so that's a problem. If I go to my patch window, everything is still named. Oh wait, no, here we go. Oh boy, is that really what I'm gonna have to do? Did it rename everything? Let's see here, does it? Oh, yep, fuck. Time for some data entry, boys. It's time for some data entry. It completely overwrote the names. Good thing I have this aliased in capture so that I can go through them and know what they all are. Hooray! Let's go back to having them both up. I'm gonna make this big. Yeah, this has been a bit of a learning curve here working on this. Floor par left 1. I'm really glad that I had this duplicated in capture. Left 2. They're also like they have head numbers, so like I know exactly which one each one is, so I would be able to get through this even without capture. But left 3, but still it's kind of obnoxious. That should not be a thing. Oops. Floor par left 4, and I know this is super boring, but I have learned that it's very necessary. Floor par right 4. We got this nice chill Pilot Wings music to keep you guys busy while I'm doing data entry. Yeah. Be prepared for me to break things like this often. Floor par right. Is this one number 1? Thank God. What's next? The back pars. So we have back par left. Back par right. So we are an hour and 16 minutes into the stream, and I've yet to do really any time coding. Feels bad. Ball par left 1. I did a little bit of messing with time coding the tempo, and that's as far as I've made it. Ball par left 2. Ball par left 3. Ball par left 4. Hopefully I get faster at this process. That's why I'm not doing anything inside of the actual stream session yet. I'm probably going to time code 2 or 3 songs. Probably 2 or 3 songs before I ever move into the actual streaming songs. Just because I want to make sure that I work out any bugs. Wall par right 1. Work out any bugs before I start doing it inside something that matters. Front par left 1. Okay, so I need to remember, never try and add icons to those ever again. Front par right 2. Front par right 1. Okay, we're fixed. I'm going to save this as stream 2021 underscore. Fixed it. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab all of the older ones that I've been working on and move them into the V1 folder because they're not the current active ones. And that way I should have a modified list here of projects as I've been saving them throughout the day. So that way, if I screw anything up, I always have plenty of backups to get back to. Hooray. And on that note, we're back to time coding. So, let's go make sure our time code's coming in. Doesn't seem to be. Oh wait, no it is. It just wasn't showing it down below for some reason. Okay, so I've got my color palette. Which, okay, so that's what I was working on. I was working on setting up the dimmers. So back to what I was doing 10 minutes ago. We're going to grab the back tri-strip. Dim that up. Nope, that's not the one that I want. I want this one. There we go. And then I wanted to do the back par. Boy, I wish I could move these in this window. That'd be real nice if I could organize them the way I wanted to. Back par left. Let's go ahead and dim that up so we get this kind of nice ambient, creepy. And I don't want anything in the front lighting, so I think I'm going to grab one or two of the, we'll do the left wall par 1 and 3 maybe. If we dim those up, that way we can get a little bit on the guitar and it'll like subtly light me up, but not really. So we're just gonna call this, oh, I was gonna add the floor pars, right? Floor pars, dimmer that up. Okay, now we have like a real nice kind of, there's a little bit of backdrop, so at least it's not just like total blackness. I think I want to avoid doing a lot of like straight total blackness. Real quick, I'm gonna go run and use the restroom real quick. I'll be back in just a moment. All right, I'm back. I have restroomed. I got a Cliff Bar. It's time to dig back in. Okay, so I think this is the view I want to use right off the rip. So I need to save this. We're going to select all. Come to my queue storage, and we're gonna come up to our dimmer area. I hate it when it does that. I still don't understand why it's doing that. Hue is used in stack 25. What's stack 25? Colors. I must have made it with that, so I can't get rid of it. That's kind of a bummer. Turn that off. All right, let's go to our Q store, whatever. We'll leave it there. I'm gonna move it somewhere though. Just get it out of my way. We'll put it here with the. Actually, you know what? That's where I'll do. I'll put it with the main colors. So this is Double backlit, which I'm sure we're gonna use this again. So I might go ahead and just like make all of my backlit things right now. Like I am time coding, but I also kind of feel like I could go ahead and use this as an opportunity to just get a lot of this done. So let's do that. Let's do Darth's backlight. So I want the ceiling wash right this time. Dimmer that up to about 55. And we want back par right. Dimmer that up to get Darth all moody and ambient. And then let's do the floor pars again, because again, I just always kind of feel like that's a good move. It always kind of helps give the room a little bit of atmosphere and vibe, like to backlight something against. And then what do I want to do from there? I'm trying to decide. I'm just going to copy the same idea and do pars 1 and 3, because number 1, I am going to be aiming more towards Deanie's face. So let's pull up 1 and 3 and we'll just do like a little bit of those just so that they're kind of bleeding in and kissing him there. Just lighten them up a little bit, but not really. Let's go ahead and record that. We'll call this Darth backlight. Let's clear that out and then let's do one more for Deanie. Bring up our floor pars because we know we want those. And then all we're gonna need is the drum wash. Where you at? Drum wash. Something like right there. And then yeah, I'll probably let me see if I want to like. You gotta love those like little. I don't know if you guys can see this well or not, but the little creepy eye is that it lights up underneath of his mannequin's eyes really eerily, and I love it. It looks super evil. So let's grab wall par number 2 on the left-hand side, and I think we can use this to. So he's like just kind of bringing up a little bit of his face, and it's the side away from the camera too. So I think I want to set that at like a 75% intensity, just so it's like. Just kind of barely lit up in a nice angsty way. I like that. Let's go ahead and record that in. We'll call this Deanie backlit. And I should probably also do 2 others that are like Darth and Deanie and me and Deanie, but I'm not super worried about that just yet. I'll deal with that if I end up needing it in a scene, which I don't actually know if I'm going to yet or not. So let's go ahead and set a icon for these. I kind of want to find. I wish I had some more icons to let me know. Maybe I'll do something like that. That'll let me know that they're like more ambient and more ambient dimmers. And then let's oops. Let's go ahead and do this. See if we can find a better icon for these as well. These are like solo lights. What would be a good solo light icon? Attribute values. Maybe I can find something in here that lets me get a feel for what they're doing. I think we'll just set that. I'll eventually know what they mean. I'll get used to them. My Q store is looking sparse right now, but it'll get there. Give it time. Just give it time. Eventually we'll fill this thing up. Okay, so what we want to do now is with dimmers, we want to copy Double backlight into dimmers. That's going to get really annoying that it does that. So we want to set this to be 0.04. And actually, now that I think about it, I want to have a blacklit or a back. Yeah, I'm going to have to end up doing a shit ton of scrolling once I get this all into their own songs. This is gonna get monstrously undealable. Like, it's gonna get very difficult to deal with very quickly. Let's get a blackout. I should have a blackout somewhere. Did I rename it Initial? I did. They all named Initial. I should name another one Blackout just so that I know I have it. Although I kind of wish I would have done this a little bit smarter. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and rename this one Blackout. And I'm just gonna find where it got used and I'll replace it. So first things first, let's copy the blackout into our dimmers. So the blackout needs to go to 0.03. And then I think what we want to do is it here that I want the fade? Like do like a 2-second fade. Let's find out if that's where I want that to happen. So the blackout, I feel like the blackout should happen right here at 224. Let's do 224. Oh wait, that's 02 period 24 because it's 2 seconds, 24 frames. And then this one's gonna kick in at 3 seconds and 6 frames. 0306, but with a, these don't need fade times. Why did these get fade times? Oh, please don't tell me they're trying to do fades all together. Why is that happening? Oh, it's because they're all the same cue. Is that why? Is it because it thinks they're all the same cue? Yep, because they're all cue number 2. Well, that's a huge bummer. I thought that I was going to be able to use individual fade times regardless of the cue, but it looks like the cue is tied to the fade. That's really weird. That's really not how I was hoping this was going to work. We're going to go back to our handy dandy manual here. And we're going to go to Camsys manual, because that's going to be a huge limitation that I'm going to have to find a workaround for. I don't want to have to make a new cue for every single one. That's the whole point of this delay time, is that I thought I wasn't going to have to do that. First off, though, is it supposed to be here? Let's check that out first. I'm just running into problems left and right here, everybody. Okay, so that is the cue where I want the fade up. So this should run, start the fade up. Boy, that's still going to cause me a lot of grief, though, if I can't set fade times. Let's go look at the manual here and see if I can find a workaround. Cue stack macros. Release playback. I don't think this is going to do what I want it to do. Doesn't look like it's going to do what I want it to do. So, am I going to have to get tricky with with my positions. That's what I'm wondering. Am I going to want to put them into my execute window and macro them? I really didn't want to do it that way, but I guess I can do it that way. Man, I really don't want to, though. That's a huge bummer. Yep. Is there any way to like unlink them? Track L. Let's see here. Let's try and like unlink. Oh, I need to search Campsys. Campsys unlink Q fade time. Q timing. Q timing, the timing of each Q is determined by individual weight. Okay, that's time code. I'm looking for delay. Q delay and fade times. The delay and fade times are properties of the Q, whilst the wait time is a property of the Q stack. Fuck. How am I going to get around this? When executing queues, Magic Q will primarily use the specified delay and fade times entered into the advanced view of the queue window. If no times are specified, then the general times used in the simple view will be used. Where's the advanced view, or is this the advanced view? How do I see the advanced view? Time shown are fade times, except where delay times have been set up, then times are shown as delay/fade. I must be looking at the, I must be looking at that now then. Okay, so, boy, I just keep running into problems left and right, like, just left and right I keep running into limitations that it doesn't work the way I want it to. I don't want to have a different setup for every single one, and I don't want to run all of this from the execute window either, because then I'm just writing macros all day. How many queues is that going to end up being if I end up having to have different amounts of times for each one? I mean, I have 5,000 queues to work with. God. If it weren't for that 5,000 queue limitation, I wouldn't be that stressed about it. But, and I know that sounds like a lot of queues, like if we come look at our queue storage, like we have a fuck ton of queues to work with. I mean, 5,000 is a lot. So maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe this isn't going to be as bad as I'm afraid it's going to be. It just means that I would need to make multiple of these backlight queues for however many seconds that I want to use. Which also means I should probably notate that here somewhere. Somehow. Man, that sucks. Man, that really sucks. Channels been used in previous queues. Okay, that's just how it handles that. That doesn't matter. Fuck. What the hell is Q only? Let's take a look at that. Maybe that'll help me out here. I didn't even see that over here. I don't see Q only. Also, what the hell is this like stuff over here that I can't actually see? That's kind of obnoxious that I can't get over that. I think it's because of these scroll bars. I don't think they fixed it to actually show everything when you increase the size of the scroll bars. Man, every piece of software I've ever come across like this, I just really want to sit down with the developers and be like, why? Just why did you do it this way? There's got to be a reason you chose to do this. Like, Why? I mean, maybe it's because their consoles, they've got to be pretty powerful computers in their own right. Okay, Q only. Here's the setting. Set Q only. Yes. Now, okay, what if I do that here? What if I set Q only? Yes. Also, we don't need this L100. Whatever. So now that I've set it to Q only, nope, they're still linked. Can't get away with it that way. So we may need to rethink this, and I might need to use the execute grid for all of my dimmers as well. Boy, that fucking sucks. Boy, that really fucking sucks. Let's go take a look at what that might look like real quick. I'm just gonna roll this back to the beginning so the dimmer turns off. Oh, so what would this be? If we go to the execute grid, let's go over to page 3. I left myself an open page here. So, dude, Electrum, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you. So first things first, let's grab our all group, and we're gonna copy this over to our execute grid. We'll copy that. Oh, God damn you. Copy all. Throw that down in our execute grid. Now let's see if I can remember how to do this. So we have our all group. Go over to my queue storage and grab some of these here. I'm just gonna grab, boy, I really need to organize these better, but for now I'm just gonna go ahead and grab them as they are. I also need to go back and look at those because some of these queues might not be right. Boy, I rushed this a little bit. So now I need to assign special. We need simple busking. That's not actually what I want because I only need fade times. I don't need these parts for this. This is just for dimmers. So let's remove all of that. We don't care about any of that. I'm also gonna go ahead and get for the moment, we'll go ahead and get capture out of there. You guys don't need to see that right now. Nothing going on there. So let's do assign special. Timing, 1 second. Assign special, timing, 2 seconds. Assign special, timing, 3 seconds. Now if I type in 4, is that how this is gonna work? Assign special for NSEX. Oh, nope, it lets me do that here. 4. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna remove that. Here we're gonna start jumping in a little bit bigger leaps. We're gonna go 5 seconds, and then 8 seconds. And then I think finally we'll do, what's my BPM? It is 150. Which, hey, the tap tempo actually worked this time. It set it to the correct tempo. But the trick to this is I'm working towards building up a show file that I can use to play an entire stream rig. So I'm going to be putting about 80 different songs into the same show file. So if it looks like I'm doing things in kind of a weird way, the reason is that I'm trying to optimize things so that I can get the most use it, like any particular cue, I want to get the most possible usage out of it. I didn't realize that fade times and cue stacks were going to be tied to the cues, which is a huge bummer. So now I'm kind of working on how I can get around that. Let's just go ahead and I already know I want to region all of this, so let's go ahead and set region. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else I need to do to get these to work. Set that to 3 seconds. So yeah, they're not linked just yet. 1 second would be off by 0.2 seconds at 150 BPM. Yeah, so what I'm gonna end up having to do is with the time code, I'll just end up having to like shuffle that back and forth in the time code to make it end up landing where I want to, just because I won't be able to do like as detailed as I would like to. Also, in all fairness, I'm still very much so learning all of this, so if it looks like I have no clue what I'm doing, it's because I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm trying to remember. There's a way to link all of this stuff, which I thought maybe it just needs to move. Oops. I don't think that that's actually the case here, but God, I really hate the way that works sometimes. The way this program behaves is nowhere near what I would expect sometimes. Okay, so we have these, and I want to tie them to these times. How does... Oh, okay, now it's working. That's interesting, because they're not even in the same region. But, sure. Wait. This one came on... Oh, wait, is that one because I added the queue timing inside of... Yeah. Detailed. Sorry. Don't bother me. Finance. Need to finance that. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna remove all of this because I don't think I did it right at all. Also, I need to remove this region. And let's remove this region. I really hate the way the execute grid works, by the way. Like, I know I'm new to this and have no idea what I'm doing, but just kind of the basics of it, can't say I'm a huge fan of. Okay. So I've never actually done this before. I did it with soft palettes. Like, I've got all my soft palettes up and working, and that worked pretty easily. And actually, I got the... Oh. Is that the deal? Do these have to be... No, there's got to be a way to do it with queues and not just pallets, right? Am I going to need to save all of these lighting things as pallets to make this work? I feel like that's not... I feel like that's not true. I feel like that there's got to be another way to do that. There's got to be a way to like link these together so that I can use the buttons to change the way the execute window stuff behaves. Maybe I don't need the all group here. Maybe that's the deal. Go to my queue store, and let's just grab these here real quick. Oops. Copy. And yeah, first timer. No freaking clue what I'm doing. This is all just poking around and seeing what I can make work and what is not gonna work. Okay, so that one's fading. I know that one's fading because I added it into the queue timing. God, that sucks. Macroing all of this is gonna be a huge pain, and I'm gonna run out of macros. Well, I won't run out of macros, but... So how do I tie these together? I know... Actually, maybe I do want these to all solo. So let's go ahead, first things first, let's go ahead and solo all these buttons. And then we're gonna move them down below here. I know that there's gotta be a way to do this, so move. Not what I wanted you to do, but sure. Oh God, I hate you. Okay. Getting stuff to move around this execute grid is really not intuitive, I gotta say. Or I could just be screwing up and bitching. One of the two. I don't know how to tie the busking things to these. Something tells me that it's only for pallets, but that can't be right. That just can't be right. Set region. Nope, that's still not it. Let's try this. I'm gonna read the fucking manual. Busking. Busking master, not what I want. Setting levels whilst running a show, using pallets with times. Okay. Shit. That means they are gonna have to be pallets, aren't they? We might have to do a little Googling here. Let me show off what I'm looking at here. When busking live, the effects window, blah, blah, blah. Not what I'm looking for. Viewing queues and queue stacks, modifying chase speed. Select button for that in playback. That's not what. Okay, modifying. We're gonna figure this out. We'll make it work. I'll bet you anything that, like, this will work if I do this. We're gonna take this Dini backlight one. I'm gonna include it in the programmer. And let's see here, that would be in, like, beam, I think. I don't have a whole lot of beam stuff, so we'll record it here as Dini backlight. Did I screw up making that? Let's clear that out. If I include that in the program, did I need to like select everything to make it work? Yeah, it didn't actually record anything into the palette. Let's try this again. Remove. Clear. Back to my execute page, and we're going to do include Dini backlight. So we've had all that in our programmer, but the mistake I made is I didn't have the all, no, looks like everything is selected in the programmer. So that's all good. And then I think I want to go over to beam. Isn't that, I swear that's where I want to put this. Let's find out. Doesn't seem to be it. Dini backlight. So maybe beam isn't where we put this. Because that palette is not lighting anything up. I don't think it's in intensity. I mean, intensity makes sense, but intensity's in this ugly fader deal, and I don't think that this is where I would save a palette to. So let's look at intensity palette. Intensity palettes. View palettes similar. Okay. Well, boy was I wrong. View palette. So then that means what I need to do here is, how can I have this over here be a palette view? Well, first things first, let's get rid of this. Get rid of the effects window. Oh, let me get back over to Camps. Oh, yeah, that way you can actually see what it is that I am doing over here. Keep forgetting, sorry. Oh boy, this all just got way more complicated. So now instead of actually firing cues from cue stacks, my cue stacks are just going to be firing macros. God, I don't love that. Really don't love that, but it'll give me the flexibility. It's going to take longer to build, but once I get it up and running, I guess it doesn't make any difference. So let's go to QStore. Let's include this in my programmer and go to intensity window. Oh God, don't do that. Give me the full. Oh Jesus. We'll make layout 3 be just the intensity. So we'll do that and make it go view max. We'll save that later. Okay, first things first, where is view palettes? Okay, here's my intensity palettes. Okay. So we're gonna record that as Dini backlight. Clear this out. We're also going to go ahead and record this into layout 3, or is that what I do? Like recorded layout. So layout 1, layout 2's got effects. Actually, you know what? I just want to close both of those, and layout 2 is just going to be effects in max view. Record layout 2. So now I have all my effects there. 1, layout 2, layout 3. That's kind of gross the way I did that. Okay. So let's go ahead and remove these from my execute page. This fucking sucks, yeah. I I wonder if these are just fade-in times or if they're also release times, because I don't want them to be necessarily release times. Well, I guess I can change it over to... Wait, is there a no time? Let's move this over, because I think I also want to assign a special of timing no times. And then we'll clear region, set region. This is going to end up being a much bigger region, but for now this will work. Boy, I'm kind of regretting... Well, no, I'm not. If I can change the timing on the fly, there's no way I'm going to have that many. Like, I'm only going to have 20 or 30 dimmer layouts, so I'm not super worried about this. Okay, let's go over to our intensity palette. Now, if I include this, is it going to work? It did. Cool. That's a good sign. So let's copy you over to my execute window. And then I think I want to set you to... Do I want it to be link? Apparently not. Button. And now it does absolutely nothing. For why? Okay, so now it works. But I can't turn it off? Why can't I turn it off? Because it loaded it up into the programmer, so I need a blackout. So let's go ahead and go to QStore, copy my blackout. Does my blackout, hold on, does my blackout actually have blackout information in it? Include that into the programmer. Yeah, it actually has blackout information, which I think I need to update this with the new lights. Let's just do that now before I forget. It's all... Set them all to 0 and go update that queue. So my blackout's updated. Oh, I need to turn this into a palette too. So let's include it into the programmer. And then let's record this as blackout. Move, and then also I think what I need to do here is in my execute window, I think I need to move this over a couple, because I also think I want to come in here to my all group and do this like soft palettes. I think I need to record... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. That's also not what I wanted to do. The undo function in this program is honestly total shit. They have some serious work to do on that. So we're going to record the... No. Copy. That's what I did wrong. Copy, execute window, boom, all. Now let's see if I can remember how to do this. Queue storage. Now I want to get the Dini. No, wait, it's not queue storage. It's the intensity palette. Did I copy this right? Oh, I haven't copied it at all yet. So that's an intensity palette. Layout 3, we're gonna copy the blackout. Welcome to me having no fucking clue what I'm doing. Okay, we're gonna set everything to 1 second. Turn lights on. Haha! And these need to be linked. Why can't I run the blackout? Button, link. I don't think this wants to be link. I think what happened is it's because my programmer, hitting this is loading up my programmer since it's using a palette, and clicking on the other one doesn't seem to want to override that. Execute window, blackout. Why not? Let's see if it works with a different thing. So we're gonna go back to the queue store, and we're going to include my backlight. Bring that to intensity palettes and record this as double backlight. Every time I think I have a path figured out of how I'm going to automate this, I get a roadblock. Every single time I've thought I had the path forward, I hit a roadblock. Every goddamn time. So now I'm going to be using Q stacks to fire macros to run pallets through the execute window for pretty much the entirety of the show. So essentially now at this point, the way I'm going to have to time code things is as if I were sitting there just like touching all the buttons on the execute all through macros. I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know. I feel like I have to do it this way now, but I don't know of a better way to do it. I'm sure that there is. I'm sure some lighting guy out there is cringing watching me do this. Why didn't that copy? Let's try again. Find something difficult. Oh, I've been hitting walls left and right. All I've been doing is hitting walls. How you doing, Darth? I've thought that I had a pathway through this like 6 times now, and every single time I end up being wrong and I have to start over. Okay, set the region. Teeny backlight runs, but I still can't run the blackout, and I can't get these to switch off and on. What did break? No, nothing's broken. I'm trying to think through how I'm gonna have enough flexibility to automate the entirety of the stream rig. And so far, every kind of approach I've taken to automate things has been less than ideal. I don't know why I can't turn these off. They're loading up the programmer, that's for sure. Is that what it's supposed to do? Intensity palettes. Color means the default is the record type is set to all heads that have intensity in the programmer being recorded into the palette. Linked palettes. If you select a palette and then record it as another palette, no, that's not what I want. Using palettes with times. Okay, palettes can be applied with the time by simply typing in a number of seconds before selecting the palette. But how do I let go of it without clearing the programmer? Like, that I understand. Making palettes into Q stacks. This may end up just being I have to do it the other way that I didn't want to do it. Man, how did this work over here? Like, it should be the same because these are just palettes. Let me go look at these. Why am I not afforded the same options? These are just buttons. They're not set to link or anything. And then I'm using this as like a soft palette connection. So, I mean, this is the link. Do I need to link something? I don't feel like I should. Because I'm not linking them to a soft palette. I'm just queuing them for the group. Maybe I don't need the all in here. Because it looks like the way it's stored is a little bit different. Oh boy. Let's try removing this and see what happens if I get rid of that. Now the blackout's gone. Oh, but it's letting me switch between these two now? Is it actually switching? Because it looked like it turned one on and didn't turn the other one off. So when I'm switching, they're not... Can I not... I don't want to link them, I want to solo them. Is that not possible with the intensity palettes? Because over here, I can set all of these... Wait, they're all set to buttons. It's the link here that makes them so that they're not fucked up. Does that mean I need to like put some kind of link in here? And what would that look like? How would I even do that? Okay, CAMSYS, execute window, intensity palette. I don't know if I'm doing something that is just like not at all the way things should be done here. Oh wait, there's one. Intensity palette and execute, and there's no answer. Okay, so this may be a non-starter. This looks like this way is not going to work. By the fact that in 5 years no one has ever answered that question. Because I don't think with this one, if I go back to this one, if I hit these, it's not actually throwing anything into the programmer, I don't think. Yeah, it's not actually putting anything in the programmer. Which is why that isn't working. Okay. We learned. Remove. Clear region. Okay. Let's remove all of these. So we're back to the other alternative of doing individual fade times. So for every dimmer cue, for every... Oh wait, that shouldn't be true for movers. So for the mover positions, I am going to want to do this. So let's see if we can set that up at least. Because if I can get rid of all the cues for mover positions and do all of that with palettes instead here in the execute window, that would be a good thing. So we're going to grab all the movers. We're going to copy that over into our execute window. So we got that. Now let's grab all of our movement palettes. Luckily, these ones I already all have in palettes. So, so we're going to come back over here to layout 3, and I'm going to get rid of this intensity palette, and we're going to open up the view. No, I want to do the position palette, and I want to view that to max. We'll record that to layout 3. Yes. Does this still keep it where it's supposed to be? Cool, it is. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. So now we're going to copy all of these palettes. These are all of my movement positions. Go into our execute window, throw that in there. Booyah. Now, do these auto link, or do I need to do something with these to... I'm fairly certain what I'm going to need to do is put them into... Nope, they just do button or link. Okay, so these automatically don't do that. Let's go and... boom, boom. Oop, there was my test all dims. Oop. Page 3, come on. Boom. So are these actually moving? These are actually moving. Oh my god, this is gonna be so many macros to write. Fuck me. I'm regretting all of my life choices right now. But if I have to do for like every single song, this is gonna take way too long. Oh, fuck. Do I want to make this page bigger? No, because I can just make a second page of these doing the same thing. But I don't think I can link them the same way. Okay, I haven't written any macros for this page yet, but man, this should be more than enough positions. If I need to get rid of some, then I get rid of some. Why didn't that move? Shouldn't these be moving? Okay, so then I would want to do assign special, all busking. And blah, blah, blah. We can get rid of the color stuff because I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do any of the chase stuff here. So let's remove that. Actually, tap rate might not be a bad thing to leave in there. I might be able to get some use out of that. We'll have to test that and see what it does. I'm not entirely sure yet. But if I can tap rate to get it to move in time, then that saves me a lot of headache. Although that puts me back into like doing some more hacky macros. Let's see if this, what does this do? If we put all this into a region, set region. Okay. So if I put it in parts of 4, is that going to work? That does not work. Why does that not work? Do these need to be a different type of button? No. So these are all going. How do I get them to listen to... Okay, so never mind. It is listening to the times. Parts 4. That doesn't seem like it's doing what I expect it to do. But this gives me a way of, like, let's see here, what does reverse do? So, okay, so that's why it was doing it, because I wasn't in one of these modes. I don't know what snap does. And out. So this gives me a lot of flexibility in terms of mover stuff. It's just a lot of macros to make it all happen. What does tap rate do? Oh, that's just like tempo. I already have that going, so I don't need to worry about that particular thing. We can remove that. I don't know what snap does, but I'm afraid to just get rid of it. What does fade do? Oh, let's turn that off. I don't know what fade is for. I think that's probably like a color effect or a dimmer effect that I can get rid of. So I'm gonna get rid of it for now. I'm gonna need more than like 1, 2, and 3 seconds though, because I might want to fade positions over 30 seconds. I don't know how I'm gonna get that without having just a ass load of buttons for times that I really don't want to go write macros for. It's gonna take, you know, 2 days just to write all the macros. It'd be real nice if there was a better way to do this. Let's go look at QStack macros again. QStack macros. Okay. Activate playback, run macro, so I know how to do that. QID on playback, stop playback. Is there nothing for palettes? Palette macro? No. Shit. I mean, I know I could do this with command line rather than buttons. Maybe that's the answer, is just to write macros instead of an exact, because if I do it with macros, I'm gonna have to do it anyways. Let's see if this works. Let's turn off, let's put it to no times. Everything's just snapping now, right? If I just type in the number 4 and then click the button, no, that didn't work. What is it, like 4, 6? Oh shit, I should show you guys what I'm doing. Let's try 6 star. No, that's not it either. Unless, okay, maybe that no times was cock blocking me. Okay. So if I do it this way, then I can have as many seconds as I want. All I have to do is have a macro that types the number into the command line before the macro runs. That presses that. Shit, is that gonna be doable? That should let me do all of these different, like, which then I could just have like a macro that presses star and then a macro that presses plus, and I could really, 6 star plus, and have it move. Like, I could get all of these different movement effects going with only like 32 macros. But is that gonna work? I think it's gonna work. As long as I don't press enter, it should work. If I type in the command line and then move around pages, that ruins my command line. Fuck me. Okay. So then what I have to do is have a macro that takes me to page 3, a macro that types in the number that I want, a macro that types in the modifier that I want, and then a macro that presses the button. Oh, fuck. I did not want to do this. This would have been so much easier to just be able to type in the number in the queue stack. Fuck, man, that's such a shitty system. This is not meant for like writing a show with 80 songs and no operator. This is not designed for that. Nothing is. Fuck. Sorry if I seem exasperated. I've been banging my head on this for like a week and a half now, trying to figure out the most efficient way to do all of this, and this is gonna be it. I just really fucking don't want to do it. But we can go ahead and get rid of all of these buttons because they are not going to be any better of a way to do it than the idea that I already have. Clear region, set region. Now I have like room to grow in terms of palettes. Okay. I need to think through this whole process here. Because I'm going to have to do this with positions. Oh. Hold please. Hold please. Before we get too deep down this, let's look at the options in my queue stack here. Fader, fader, fader. Fader activates stack. Fader controls HTTP channels. Okay. Fader controls... Oh wait, if fader controls HTTP channels, then if I go to... this actually might work. Okay. There might be another way to do this. Oh wait, no, it's still gonna have the same problem because it's still gonna need time. I'm still gonna have to specify a time, and I can't use the same queue to specify 2 different times. Fuck. Fucky. That does me no good. Get a little more tea and think. My brain hurts. This light programming is like hell-bent on breaking me. Okay, so the dimmers I'm fine with using multiple values, I guess, because I don't have a whole lot of choice. I'll just have to create as many as I need as I go. I really don't love that, but I don't really see a whole lot of options in that. Actually, hold please. Your call is important to us. I think I got it. Okay, release that playback. Let's get into this. Let's get into this dimmer queue. What if we do it like this? What if instead of this? What if instead of using fade times, I use the macro L0? Let's double check that fader controls HTTP channels. So now I have that at L0. And instead of a fade time, what I could do is I could go to the queue store. We're going to grab that same queue again. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I want duplicate backlight. Copy. Duplicate backlight into dimmers. Okay. And we're going to make that queue number 0.05. 0.05. Yes. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to set this one to L100 so that we're full dim, and we're going to have it happen at a time at the right time code to become 100. And we might be able to like kind of create a fade like this. So if we set this at 8 seconds, right? Okay, let's test this and see if this does what I want it to do. I'm gonna fader this music down here real quick. This would at least be a way around this. I mean, it's definitely not ideal, but Well, that didn't work, did it? Shit. It just like snapped because... Is that because of the controller? Is the controller what's breaking this now? Because I swear this worked before. No, it's because there's no fade time. Fuck. And I can't set like a 5-second fade without setting it on the other one. Damn. I was really hopeful that it was gonna like turn up the HTC channel, but I guess I should have known it wasn't gonna do that. It's just gonna snap off and snap on. Shit. Okay. Well, that doesn't work. Fade times it is. So let's bring the music back because, dear God, do we have programming to do. Dun, dun. Let's remove this cue. I knew as soon as I got into time coding I was going to find all new problems. We also want to remove that dimmer macro. Fuck. Luckily, any of the backlight ones should almost never like snap. There's almost always going to be a fade there, but other dimmers are going to have a little bit more fade. I'll end up with probably a couple, like 100 or so, maybe 200 dimmer cues. I have 5,000 to play with, so as long as I make the positions all move off of macros, we should be fine. I'm not happy about it. I'm really not happy about it, but let's call this tube back 5 second. That way I know what it is. We'll go back into our time code here and we'll set this to 5-second fade time. Shit'll buff out. Yeah, it'll just end up being a lot more buttons and a lot more things that oh, thanks so much for the resub, Deanie. Appreciate you, my friend. It just means a lot more shit than I was hoping to have to program. They just really, like, even with timecode, they really don't expect for you to not have somebody sitting at the desk. Why did that happen? None of that should have happened right there. Oh, do I have something else on that shouldn't be? No, nothing's on. So why do I have light? I should not have light unless the dummy is not a blackout. One of those should be blacking shit out. Okay, that's weird. It was blacking it out just fine before. So what is wrong here? Let's look at my dummy cue. Maybe the dummy cue should actually have some blackout information. 0.01 in the time code. Let's set the blackout. Let's go look at the actual blackout cue. It's cue number 2. Because it should be black. Execute, no. Cue storage, cue number 2. Back to this music, because problems again. Hooray for problems again. Just gonna leave that up. Okay. Oh, shit. I know why it was doing it, I think. Let me try something. Nope, I don't know why it was doing it. Cue store. Boy, that makes no sense. Why is that not blacking everything out? It should be. It's got everything faded to 0, or like hard-coded to 0. Let's clear the programmer. Why is there light on? I've got to figure that out right now. Okay, none of those are up. Get to where we've actually run the blackout cue. should be on blackout right now, right? Blackout happens at 2:24. Black light. And the blackout at like .05. That blackout should run like almost immediately, but it's not blacking everything out. Why is it not blacking everything out? Every time I load it up into the programmer, it does. So why for not now? Also, it did like 10 minutes ago. So what changed? How many lights? I would move all of the lights if I could move lights, but apparently I can't move lights. I'm really confused as to why this is not blacking things out. This blackout queue should have hard-coded values in it that tells it tells everything to black out. Let's release everything. Okay, so if I release everything, something was just stuck apparently. Okay, so let's test this out with this 5-second fade and see what it does. Okay, so here's where I wanted my next move. So at least our blackout's working. What I wanted to have it do was to have the movers go up to a top position and like move down, go boom. Yeah, release and re-enable. I do that a lot. There's got to be something that's like catching it up. I'm just gonna have to do a lot of testing to make sure that like once we're in constant playback that everything is Gucci. Because I'm afraid of screwing that up and not being good to go. Also, Universal Audio, if you're watching, adding in a feature that I could like double click the value of the faders in console and like manually type in 0, or like at least a double tap to reset to 0 would be like super choice, and it's kind of pathetic you don't have that. Kind of stupid. Secondly, I keep having a glitch where like my plugins will turn themselves up for some reason, even though there's no mouse near them. So if you could come up with a button to lock channels so that like I could know like I need it to be like this, let me lock it and let nothing fuck with it, that'd be really cool too. I know I'm a whiny needy bitch. Sorry. Also, yes, UA, we do love you. There's just a few things that you really, really need to get on the ball with, like MIDI support for console. Dear God, let me automate my plugins with MIDI. I would, like, suck so many dicks to have that ability. Just all the dicks. Okay. So I'm gonna want to do this with a flash, which really sucks because I was kind of hoping to avoid that this early in the time code because I'm scared of those flash buttons. They break. But I have macros to write first. Okay, so my position cues are just going to be calling macros. So how do I want to do this? I really want to do this more methodically, but we're going to test it for the moment because I want to make sure that I have it working correctly. So where I want these to be is we're going to go ahead and dimmer up these lights. You dig that dick up. Yeah, fucking A. Let's turn our ceiling bumps on so that we have our ceiling movers. I want to put them in a blinder forward position. Blinder forward, where are you at? I should arrange this all alphabetically. Forward blind. All right. That's not anywhere near as far forward as it should be. I want those like all the way up. Out is not what I want. Actually, out would be kind of cool if it did that and came down to a... Do I want to do it that way? No, I want it to be like straight up. Somewhere here I have a blinder cue that's like straightforward maybe. Up. Yeah, there we go. Up. That's what I want. So my idea here is that we would set this to be like a real fast drop, and I'm gonna go to, where's down? I should have down right next to up. That's kind of dumb. There's down. So I'm gonna hit the down. So we're gonna start at an up cue with, I'm gonna release these playbacks here. So my idea is that I'm gonna flash these while they go down and then release them like that. That's the game plan. So let me see if I can like do this manually as if I were busking it. And then we'll figure out from there how we would want to like throw this into our time code. So there's my bump. Man, I'm so scared of this bump. And actually maybe I would slow that down a little bit, so I would probably give that like a 3-second on there, I think. Oops, go back to up. But I think that would be a cool way, because it does that, it'd be a cool way to bump that that sound. Go. And we'll just have it go a little bit slower, I think. Or maybe I want to find a cue that's like farther down. What's down fan out? Actually, that would be even cooler if I go to down fan in, because then they'll go down like boom up. Nope, that's not gonna do what I want it to do. There's too much angle on those. What does this one look like? What does up to V do? Nope, too much pan. No, that doesn't work because it just like immediately goes. So I think so far the best looking one is just to go down, just straight down, but it needs to go further back. Actually, don't I have like a back wall one here somewhere? Back spots. Yeah, that's gonna look goofy moving to that, I think. Yeah, it's not what I want. So I would need to create another one that's just like a little bit further back that I could just go straight back with. So I need another palette there. Oh, okay. But the idea is there, I think. Like I could also like slow it down a little bit, because I could do it over like, what does 2 seconds look like if I do that? Actually, that looks a lot better if I just macro in 2. So let's put it into up, macro in 2. Oh. Oops. Actually, that looked really cool with the fan out. So we're back in up. Let's do 2 seconds. There's my flash. Go. And maybe I would release it a little bit sooner than that. I don't know. That's a tricky one. Give me just a moment. I'm going to go hit the head. This is that problem with talking so much and pounding tea to survive. Be right back. I mean, I knew I was going to run into issues time coding. I knew that was going to happen. That's something that I feel like I was a little bit prepared for. Maybe not as much as it's been, but I wasn't really hoping to redo my entire system. So I'm gonna want to organize this before I macro everything. But let's try writing some macros and see what it does. I feel like I want it to stay on page 3. So okay, first things first, let's go to macro. As long as I keep all of the pages 100 buttons, I should be able to safely do this no matter what. So we're gonna start macro, go to our exec page, and press page 3. And that's all I want to do. So we have our page 3 macro, so we're gonna move that. Page 3, and actually I'm probably going to want to move that because I'm probably going to want a page 1, 2, 3, 4 macro, yada yada. View data, let's remove all the timings so that it happens immediately. And now if I press this, it takes me to page 3. Piece of cake. So what else? Let's see here. Macro. Let's just set up all the page macros real fast, just so that I have them. Start macro. I'm gonna go exec, page 1, and macro. View data, zero it all out, and call it page 1. The reason nobody does this is because people aren't crazy and don't want to do this with their time because they're not stupid. Back to macro and macro. Oh, this may be an exercise in futility. I might be like approaching this in all of the wrong ways. I really wish like I was a lighting guy and really knew what I was doing. Because I don't know a fucking thing. Take me to page 2. That took me to page 3. Why'd that take me to page 3? Just fucking kill me now. I fucking hate this. I really don't. It's a lot of fun. Oh, dude, just hooking me up with your friend yesterday really helped quite a bit, actually. Like, it at least let me know for sure that I'm doing weird shit that, like, I can expect it to break on me regularly and figure out ways to duct tape around things. Because yeah. What the fuck did I do with this macro? What was wrong with it? Did this take me to page 1? Okay, that one worked correctly. This one went to page 2, so that's correct. Macro, page 3. Maybe I just pressed the page 3 button. You feel like whatever Randall told you was all that you could offer ever anyways? Yeah, but I mean, like, at this point, we're both at the same level at this, you know? Like, I don't know anything yet, so anything helps. Like, even just chatting with you about it was super helpful. Wait, why did that take me to page 4? Oh, fuck. I forgot that this page is a different size. Fuckity. The buttons are a different size, and it doesn't actually like click the actual button. This is like old school auto hotkey. It's like clicking that pixel on the screen. How am I gonna get around this? It's not even close enough. Fuck. That means that I need to set a macro to always take me back to page 1 whenever I'm done. So page 1 is like, I'm gonna go back to that thought process that page 1 is my landing page, and I'm always gonna move to and from it. Unless I know that I can stay on page 3, like once I set page 3, from here. I can stay here, I can set page 3, then I can type, click the position that I want, and then go back to page 1. Did he tell me his workflow? Yeah, it's a bit more like a traditional lighting thing, which would work really well. Like it makes tons of sense in a typical show, but like there's not very many people that are doing shows where they need the flexibility to time code out specific stuff for 80 plus songs. And even when they are, you have a programmer or a guy there who can like busk in some of the small stuff that you don't have to time code. So I'm gonna have to get creative with a few of the ways to do things, because like these lighting programs, they're made to time code, but it doesn't seem like they're really made to like completely let go of the wheel and not be sitting there at all for this long of a period. Like if I were just doing this for one song, it wouldn't be a big deal. I mean, I could do a new project for every single song. The problem with that is then I have to go and like load up a song every single time I want to do it. And if I create an effect in one song, then it's not available to me in the other song without like trying to find weird ways to copy it over. It leaves me with a whole bunch of show files. It's exactly what I was trying to avoid with doing Reaper. It would give me a lot more, like, it would make this a fuckload easier, because I could do like one playback with a cue stack for the song, a couple bumps on the same page, and done. But I don't want to have to be like choosing the song in Magic Queue every single time. Like I've been doing everything I can to avoid that. I don't want to have to like go load up drum kit, go load up keyboards. I mean, the system I have is better for what I'm doing. It's just that like the program is not meant to do it. So I'm ending up having to like kind of bend it over and break it and do a whole lot of weird, goofy workarounds that like ultimately they're not that big of a deal, but they are just duct tapey as fuck. I don't like that. Part of what I wanted to get into a real lighting software was to get away from the duct tape. And I'm like, the thing is, I know I'm making this way more complicated, but I want to be able to do stuff like throw in these kind of like pew and like things that are just not possible with the lighting software that I'm currently using. And some of the effects and stuff, like, are we forcing this? Oh, I'm raw dogging this like no lube and just freaking right up the ass. Like that's how this is happening. Or I have no clue how this program wants to do this thing. And it's possible that like this is just a show type that Randall's never done before, so it's not an approach he's extremely familiar with. That is a possibility. So this is still me just like kind of banging my head trying to come up with ideas of workarounds. Because right now I'm basically writing auto hotkey to tell the computer to be a human to sit there pressing buttons, which I mean, I guess is doable, but fuck, I don't like it. It's a really ugly way of automating. I did come up with a couple systems for getting around the fact that they want me to have MIDI for or to buy another dongle to have MIDI support for like being able to press MIDI buttons with a controller. Because what I could do is I could hook a MIDI controller up to Reaper, send that signal over to this computer and have it hit a MIDI translator, press keyboard buttons, which then I could bind in Camsys, and I could like use a MIDI controller to fake my way around their lockout. So I did figure out a way to get around ever buying that dongle. I shouldn't ever need that thing. I have enough MIDI hotkey workarounds and stuff that I should be able to break that and not have to deal with it. Okay. Sorry I'm taking forever here. I'm thinking. Let's go back to our macros and start trying some of this. So if I set up a macro for just like entering times, let's say start macro, I type 1 and then end macro, completed record of key macro, view data, press the 1 key. View macros, we'll name this 1 second. Start macro 2. And then end macro, call this 2. Oh shit, I can't do it that way. I have to do the set function. Oh, 2 sec. Let's do one more. Oh shit, I need to, can I go left? No, fuck. I can still get around it. At least I figured out how to get around without just like totally running the macro every single time. So here, I'll show you what I mean by how fucking hacky this is gonna get. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I haven't ended it yet. 3, end macro. So essentially, I am just like straight recording these key presses into macros, like 3 secs. And if this looks ugly and hacky as fuck, it's because it's ugly and hacky as fuck. But theoretically, if I press this, it types 2 down into my programmer line. If I press this, it presses 3. So that gives me the ability of like, if I want to say 30 seconds, I can just type 3 seconds. Okay, so that makes it easier because then I can just have multiple macros. So I only need the numbers 0 through 9 as macros, and I can type them as much as I want. Good God, this is gonna get bad. So let's take a look at what this might actually look like. So to move a position, I'd press page 3. I'd press the position, and I'd click the position that I want. So let's try this. Let's go back to start macro. We're gonna go execute page. Oh shit, you know what? I actually don't want any of this in here. I'm gonna set this to up. But I'm gonna go back to my macro here. We're gonna end it, and I'm gonna view the data, and we're gonna get rid of everything except for the mouse click. We're not gonna worry about anything getting me around campuses. We're gonna remove all of that. And we're just gonna use these mouse clicks, set them to 0, and call this up. Let's do that again. Let's start macro, execute window, and do down fan out. We'll end that macro, and again we want to get rid of the execute page button because we don't need to press that. I'm going to be doing other things to get me there in the first place, and we'll call this down. I'm going to need some serious like legend work to get this going. This is gonna fucking suck. Is there a way I can, if I'm over here in the layout view and I pull this, if I'm up here in my dimmer thing, or no, I'm looking at positions. If I'm in my positions, can I pull up my my macros without moving to the full macro window? No, I can't. Well, I might be able to by like, once I have them all written, making it like on the right hand side. Okay. So I could do view bottom right. So while I'm writing, I could do it like this, so that at least I can reference these, but boy, this is gonna get real shitty. And if I'm going to stay in this view, actually, which I probably should just have my macro view look like this at all times, because then I could reorganize it like this, and this is a little bit more understandable. Sort of. Okay, so what I would do here is go to my queue storage, and I want to have a position, like a position reset queue, like I don't need any of these queues for actual positions. I don't want to grab this because it'll rename it. We'll just call this like, I'm just going to make a queue. We're just going to clear the programmer. I'm going to record a queue called position. Position, I can leave notes for myself. Why do I do this? I'm starting to think that just like redoing everything in DMX, this might be easier, but man, I don't have anywhere near the flexibility to do stuff. And I would run out of cues. I only have like 127 songs, so that doesn't future-proof it for me. And I really don't want to set myself up something to where everything works for a year, and then in a year I'm fucked. I have to have a system that accounts for that and lets me continue going. 0.02. Actually, yeah, we're just gonna do 1.02. Move that, and then what I'm gonna want to do here is pull up my macro view. I can't keep it up above. Shit, that sucks. So my position cue, what I'm gonna have to do to make this work, this is just untenable. This is not good. Is press page 3, so I need to run B163. B163. Oh, I'm gonna have to like string this out actually. So let me get a notepad here. Because this is gonna get real fucking ugly. I guess I'll probably end up memorizing them. Okay, so if that's the case, let's go ahead and just make this max. So 163. Oh, did it really like move everything? Fucking fuckery. No, okay. Everything's in the right place. It just like glitched for a second. That was weird. 163, and then I'm going to press 173. So B163, B173, and then B191. Actually, I don't want 3 seconds. I just want to go immediately. These are going to move in dark. So this position cue is... Oh, that doesn't work. B163, B173. And then, oh shit, I also want to go back to page. Please tell me I can continue typing. Okay, cool. What's the macro to go back to page 1? I'm gonna have to like have a notepad file up with like a legend of all of this so I can just search for cues. Jesus. Am I just making this way too complicated? Wait, I don't want to go back to page 1 yet. Okay, so that's my macro, and then I want to go back to get my position again. Okay, this time I want to select 3 seconds and then hit the down fan out. So macro 3 seconds, we're gonna tap the 3 second button. So that's gonna be macro 173. And then we're gonna hit the down cue, which is macro 192. That's not what I wanted it to be, but for now, that'll work. So macro is 173 and macro 192. Let's put this at 1.0. Actually, this should be like 1.01 and 1.02. Now, time code wise, where do I want this to happen? You should happen like right as the song starts. You should head up. So that's at 3 seconds and 6 frames. And then I want to hit the down cue. Oh, wait. Yeah, the down cue I want to hit right here. So 9 seconds, 18 frames. 9 seconds, 18 frames. Okay, so real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to I'm going to turn these on so that they're just, oops, release that one, turn those two on. Okay, so now we have our ceilings up. I'm doing this just because I want to watch them as the macros fire off and see if this does anything of what I think it's going to do. Well, they didn't move up, so that's not good. Why are they doing that? Did I forget to hit the first position in my first macro? Positions, first macro, B163, B173, and what the fuck were those? Yeah, I didn't hit the macro. 173, okay, so that should have been 191. I got confused, and then B173 is the macro for 3 seconds, and then we want to push down. And then I think after I push down, I want to go ahead and run the macro to go back to page 1, which is macro page 1 is 171. So the last thing in my playback here is going to be B171. I actually think this is going to work. Although it turned off my my bumps. Why you turn off my bumps? Boom. Oh, look at those bad boys all up in the air. Let's go ahead and put them in their default real quick, just to make sure that they're actually going to do what I told them to do. Where is like the default down? Boy, I'm going to have to like I'm going to have to redo all of this. Let's just put you in an X pattern. That way I can just make sure they at least move forward. That's all that really matters here. Oh, I could have just cleared the programmer. Fucking dumbass. The bumps are up. Okay, so those are moving in dark. Apparently 3 is way too long. That is not 3 seconds. Hold on. I want to watch this again and see it type it in to make sure it typed 3. It must have. Hold on. I need to like tell it to go back to 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, 3 is pretty damn slow. So if I'm in up and I type in 3 and go to down, that should go about that fast. Did I type in the wrong 3? Let's see here. Macro, 3 seconds. I type, okay, so make sure that that's what that does. That types in the number 3. So it should type in the number 3 and then click the button. They didn't go up. Why did they not go up? I should probably add pressing a 1 to the first cue to make sure that just in case they aren't fast, that they go fast. This got really complicated really quickly. What is the number 1? 171. Oh. Wait a minute. 171. That should have been 191. I think. And then this should start with a B171. And then it hits 163. Wait, what's 163? Macro 163 is page 3. So I want it to be after page 3. Jesus, this is stupid. B171. Okay. So it's going to hit that and then hit 191. What's 191? Macro 191 is up. Okay. And then we want to hit 192. And then I typed in 191 again, which is clearly not what I meant to do. I think that's supposed to be 171. This 171 should take me back to 1 second. And then I want to go back to page 1. So then it's 1. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to type in 1 second, do I? I want to explicitly call the times when I need them, so I want to type in 161 there. I'm starting to think this is a shitty system. This is going to be so time consuming. I don't know why it turned my dimmers off. Holy shit, though, they did what I wanted them to do. So that's nice. Okay, so setting the 1, moved him back up into position real fast. Slow down. I mean, it's a little bit like, it's a little bit of a shitty system, but it works. Fucking works. Let's release those playbacks and see if I can hammer that in and make it look good. I think I pressed the wrong button. Let's try that again. Ah, why didn't it run the shit that time? Okay, what the hell? I didn't change anything and now it's not running the macros? For why? Okay, now it ran. I mean, that's what I want it to do right there. That's exactly what I want it to do. Let's see what happens if I try and record this time code and play it back. How much you want to bet things get weird? Ah, damn it. So it's only running the QStack macros if I'm on that page. Oh, it's a pain in my dick, but I might be able to get around it. God, I'm not going to be able to view these to understand what they're doing, though. I don't like that. And now it doesn't run the time code, the other time code. Oh, boy. Oh, wait. No, that actually makes sense because I didn't activate that playback. Okay. It worked. It fucking worked, my friend. It fucking worked. So we can, and I don't even have to go back and replay this. I should be able to just edit this wait, nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Nope, that's also not what I wanted to do. You gotta be fucking kidding me, really? God, the undo function in this is just utter trash. So let's try this one more time. But like, I feel like effects like that look pretty damn cool. Let's remove this track. Let's try this one more time. So it's not going to do the movement automation that I want, I don't think. Because for whatever reason, it doesn't like to run it unless I'm on the page with the playbacks, which is weird because it'll run the playbacks, but apparently not the macros. Fuck, now it's not running the macros either. Release all playbacks. Let's activate that. Let's go watch the playbacks. Nope, 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 nope. Jump back in time. Okay, so that fade is working. It's typing stuff in. But it's not doing that. Fuck! Why? Okay, that's a good stopping point for today. We're 3 hours in and I'm fucking just stuck. We'll call this stream 2021. It's not lit. That way I know where I'm at. Well, we tried. We made progress. We're slowly figuring this out. Things work sometimes, they don't work sometimes. It looks like it didn't actually record the time code track. Is that why? Okay, so there's no actual time code. No, there's the time code. So I don't quite understand why that's happening the way it is. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks all for coming and hanging out. I'll see you soon.